I'm paralyzed from the neck down.
All right, all right. That little thing sounds like a freaking jackhammer.
We're good.
Bingo. That should stay.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
I'm gonna be going very slow. So.
We're gonna catch some fish in the Indian River.
I'm catching 3 slut snook right now. As soon as we leave the dock.
You are a slut snook.
I am.
Dude, I know, right? All these mangroves. Beautiful. In this episode, we're not just going to catch some fish, but we're going to find out if they're actually safe to eat. So we are fishing currently on this trip in the Indian River Lagoon, which is located on the east coast of Florida. We will be launching in this river area here. These sand flats are great for fishing to find flounder and spotted sea trout. I will be going out with my buddy Tyler, and we will be exploring this coastline. If you remember, a few months ago, we had a horrible red tide all in Florida, and there was hundreds of thousands of dead fish. Apparently, it is not safe to eat these fish, so I'm gonna do a few tests of my own to find out how safe it really is. But first, let's catch those fish. Ooh. Ayo. Oh.
Well, shit.
Mamacita. Well, I just tied on your... How heavy is this jig head you gave me?
1/4 ounce.
1/4 ounce jig head on a...
DOA cow.
Yeah, DOA cow. You gonna fish live bait, or are you gonna go with...
I don't know. I might throw the lure for a little bit.
Gotcha.
Once we get out to like a more established spot, I'll start pitching some mullet. But just on the way out. I think I'm okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I have 6 or 8 juice boxes.
Oh man, you're killing it.
I love apple juice. We might get lucky right here. Do you like doing like a faster?
Well, it really just depends. Like if I've caught a lot of flounder, letting it sit.
Yeah, and kind of
Pop, pop, and letting it sit, dragging it, pop, pop. You know what I'm saying? I caught a lot of flounder, but like, if you just steady retrieve it, I've caught a lot of like jacks, ladyfish, that kind of shit. But yeah, snook even like to see like pop up and shit, kind of shrimp.
okay. You lost. Oh, it's right there. It's right on my board.
It like blends in with that front. Okay.
Nice. You got speakers too. We got music and everything. That squirrel on the top looks pretty juicy. I bet both those squirrels in the slow cooker would be equal juiciness. Zinger! Yeehaw! Woo, look at him go! I guess that means it's my turn. Yeah, buddy. That dock right there, I've caught some snapper right on those pilings. Twerk, twerk, twerk. Oh!
That's what our baits are doing in the water right now.
Oh, did you see all those bait right there? I'm gonna get it right under the dock. Oh, well. So there's those chicks back there on the dock. Do we keep fishing or do we
No, it's like I'm thinking we make a circle and like drift this point.
circle back around? Excuse me? Lighter?
Yeah, lighter, matches.
Oh, no. No, just a knife. Have a good one. Pull up in that corner and kind of wade to it.
Yeah.
Like right there.
Yep, on that lure.
What are sandbars good for? Like, is there like certain fish that are go to sand?
Flounder and trout.
Flounder and trout? All right, cool. They like them sandbars, huh? There's freaking mullet everywhere. Oh, dude, I just got wrecked right here. gonna leave my phone here. Hopefully I don't forget. I got something, dog. Yeah, buddy. I think I got myself dinner. What is that? Is that a shark? Oh, a barracuda.
Barracuda?
Barracuda.
Oh, good size one, dude.
Good shark bait, huh?
Yeah. Man. I don't know. I think they have to be a certain size to keep him though.
Yeah, we'll let him go. Dude, I was hoping that, I thought he was a big sea trout at first. When I saw the little spots on the back of his tail, I was like, dinner, baby. The dinner bell is ringing. All right, he tired himself out. Please don't bite me, barracuda. Off he goes. I'd laugh if he'd come over and bite your little toe.
I'd be like, damn it, because I'm bleeding. It's like, oh, more fish.
And barracuda, they really, I do not like touching them.
Yeah, they're nasty.
They have like this slime, stanky slime. Stingray?
5-incher.
Oh, I see him.
He's fucking that big, dog.
Little stingray.
I don't know if you'll be able to see
He's swimming.
He's
Oh, he's sitting.
That's easily the smallest stingray I've ever seen.
Should I grab him?
No!
Mate, here, hold on, mate. This is what they tell you not to do. Ah, he swam away. Crikey!
He doesn't want any of your shenanigans.
Oh, you got your tail bit off. See the bit.
Probably barracudas all out here.
Tyler, there's another stingray. This one's a little bit bigger though. I'm not gonna try to touch this one. I'm gonna just try to scare him off with my rod. Yeah, there he goes. I just remembered that my GoPro's waterproof.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna try to get a shot of the stingray. There's like 4 or 5 stingrays around me right now. I feel like Steve Irwin right now.
I'm stingray shuffling like you wouldn't believe.
Yo, that's what they taught us in school. In school in Florida, they teach you how to do the stingray shuffle before you can even walk. How does this rig work?
Okay, so this is a sliding popping cork rig. So I got a live mullet on the end, but I've got a free spooling bobber. Once it reaches my top double uni knot, it'll stop. So that way I get all of my weight in the front when I'm casting, and once it hits the water, my mullet can swim away from the bobber.
Oh, dang!
And
Now,
it stops right there.
dude, that is professional. I like that.
Gives you. I always try to scar up my mullet a little bit, scrape some scales off, cut the tail a little bit, just to separate them from the live healthy fish.
I think I'm walking your mullet right now.
You're like, come on, no, don't bark at the neighbors.
Yeah. No, stay off the grass, puppy.
Oh! He was taking off for a second.
Man, I got excited there.
Look at all the scales.
All his scales are missing. Yeah, what is
Every single.
What did that?
Yeah,
A snook?
Snook or a ladyfish or a.
Dude, get him! Let's freaking do.
You got one?
Yeah, I'm on.
Yeah, nice. No horse, nice and easy.
Yep. I'm giving him his sweet time. Yo, this is a good fish. This is a good fish. Dude, I think it's a trout. I think it's a trout.
Yeah, nice and easy.
I think it's a trout, man. He's coming right to you, actually.
Okay. It is. Oh, it's a good trout, dude. All right, nice and easy. No, nice and easy. Yeah, you're good. Hold on. Yeah, you're good. All right, hold on. I'm gonna grab him.
All right.
All right, hold on. I just want to let him get kind of, because yeah, he sees me, he don't like it.
Yeah. Here, I'm gonna ease him right to you.
Yeah, keep pressure on your rod. Oh, shit. Slippery little motherfucker.
Oh, yes! Oh,
Good try, Heiko.
yeah!
That's a really nice trout. On the DOA cow. Here, you got him? Make sure you got his ass.
Yeah, I got him.
There, you got him.
Yes!
Hey, it might have been a big trout that grabbed my mullet.
The stoke is real.
Go take his ass to the cooler, bro.
Yo, that's what it's all about right there. Yo.
Bro, congrats.
This is, yeah, like, I came out here wanting this. I was like, I want to sea trout today. Beautiful looking sea trout too. Woo, dude, this stoke itch is so hard right now. It's running through my veins. I'm so happy. I'm just gonna rip his gills out. Oh my God, I almost lost him.
No, I know you better fucking not, bro.
No, he's good. I ripped his gills out.
Alright, good.
But his hook came off and he plopped. I almost lost him. I got him, yeah, I'm good. What a beautiful fish. You can see the blood coming out of this vein here. That's how you bleed a fish. He's big, he's a big boy. This is the secret weapon right here that caught the spotted sea trout here in Vero Beach, Florida in the Indian River Lagoon. There was red tide here about a month or two ago, real bad, and it seems like all the red tide is gone and things are getting pretty healthy, but we're gonna do some tests to really find out what's going on here. I don't want all my apple juices to get all fishy. Ooh yeah. Oh, you won, dog. You won. Yes. Oh.
Oh, it's a good fish, bro. It's a snook. It's a snook.
Is it a snook?
Yeah, it's a snook. Yeah, it's a snook.
Wicked.
It might be a slot. You don't have a ruler on you, do you?
I do not.
Oh, it's a fucking trout!
That's a trout. Holy smokes, dude. Yeah, get him in there. Get him in there. Holy. I got your rod.
Yo!
Oh.
We're in Trout City now, boys.
Yo.
Oh, that's a fatty.
That's a fatty.
All right, man.
Woo!
That's sick, dude.
Man, that's
a nice trout. I tell you, they'll choke down a mullet, bro. And they want that splash. I'm about to switch my lure up, my rig up to where I, instead of doing it like this, I'm gonna have to where I can splash it and shit.
yeah.
Right after I splash it.
Yeah.
Right after I splash it.
Splash the bobber, right? That bobber action. Dang, I learned something today. You. If that dolphin, oh yeah, you got there. The dolphin's right next to your bullet. I think the dolphin's trying to eat those trout, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't really want something small like my mullet. They want something big like that trout.
Yeah, I think the dolphin sensed that trout stress, and now they're all here looking for him. Everyone's trying to get dinner. There's a stingray about 3 feet in front of me. There's so much bait and so much life. Look at Tyler, go. Oh, got some big old rocks in there. I think the dolphin should be like right on. Oh, I think they're right in front. Oh, there they go.
Oh, there you go.
I heard if you like slap your thing on the water, it gets them all excited. Oh, I just got water all over my reel. Whoops. Ah, that was a good one. Wow, these houses are freaking beautiful. What a pretty day out here. I'm about to hit the mangroves. The wind pushes me pretty quick.
You guys having luck at all?
Yeah.
Sweet. Oh, nice. Be amazed at how many duckling fish you get.
Nice.
Snook, redfish.
Yeah.
Wow. I like it. Beautiful.
Yeah, a couple little guys.
Beautiful. That's awesome.
Woo!
Brace yourself.
You guys live here?
Yeah,
he does.
I live in the other Castaway right across the street. I know Lee Harden.
Lee Harden?
You know, oldest. Did you go to Vero Beach High School?
Yeah.
I went to Sebastian, but my brother Alex went to Vero.
You might know Connor.
Connor Roth?
Oh, you know what?
Connor Wills, yeah. That's,
We went-
You're his dad?
Oh, the party that you went to
Listen,
that got us in trouble?
wait, time out. Yeah, we've been to your house a couple times.
You took me to Andretti one time, way back in the day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with Alex, the younger kid, Alex, that's his younger brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, Heiko.
Yeah, Heiko.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
yeah.
Heiko Winkler, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's funny how times change, huh?
Yeah.
I don't even think I had a permit at that time to drive.
Oh, yeah. No, you didn't.
Gentlemen, have a good evening.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, good seeing you. Yeah.
No.
His phone.
Oh.
Your phone. Your phone is in your pocket.
Oh, thank you.
Did he get away? Later.
I'm like knee-deep water out there with my phone in my pocket. I was like, my phone? When you pointed, I thought you were pointing out here. I was like, no!
Oh, man. Later.
That's funny. I used to party at their house like all the time.
Yeah. You want an apple juice?
Yes. Connor used to rage at their house, dude. He used to have like 30, 40 people there.
I know. I remember those parties.
Dude, that's... Sweet ass trout.
All right, back at the house. Kind of tragic news. So I came back and I filleted the spotted sea trout. We found worms in the sea trout. We got some really great footage, and I kind of explained a little bit about worms, and I explained a little bit about what we're going to test for, the bacteria that we're testing for that's supposedly linked giving people ALS, also known as the Lou Gehrig's disease. But I filmed a educational video for my new YouTube channel, which I'll talk about at the end of this video. But I accidentally formatted the chips on my camera and I lost all that footage. If you've ever lost good footage, educationally good footage, it's like a heartbreak because I was so excited to share it. But it's okay because I'm just going to explain exactly what I did. So we came back, I laid the sea trout out. I did take a picture of them right before I filleted them, so there it is. And when we filleted them open, there was a bunch of these white worms inside the meat. And that's not alarming. It's kind of normal actually for sea trout to have worms. Amberjack have a lot of worms. There's a lot of fish that have worms, and these worms are not bad for human consumption. Basically what these white worms are, I'll add a picture of it since I don't have any of my video footage. But basically these white worms, they will live inside of a trout or inside of other fish until they basically use that fish as a host until they get eaten by a shark. When that trout or whatever fish gets eaten by a shark, these worms, they will live in the stomach of the shark. So essentially they're shark worms, and their end goal in life is to get into a shark. And they don't live inside of humans. They don't affect humans, so if you cook them up and you eat them, they're completely safe. There's a lot of people that if there's worms in their fish, they're completely disgusted and they don't want to eat the worms, which is completely understandable. But I'm just letting you guys know that the worms are okay. But there is supposedly a hidden killer that's way worse than any kind of worm you could ever eat. And in this video, I want to test the fish to see if they contain this bacteria that can lead to ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, Alzheimer's, and potentially Parkinson's. Let me explain where this idea came from. So my buddy the other day told me, I told him I was going river fishing, and he basically told me do not eat the fish out of the river because supposedly they have these toxins and they can really mess up your brain because of this bacteria that can attack your central nervous system. So he told me to watch this documentary called Toxic Puzzle. I have some information that I wrote down about this documentary. So basically, Dr. Paul Cox and his team, they're trying to find a cure for ALS. And on their hunt for finding the cure to ALS, they came across the discovery that inside of ALS patients' brains and inside of monkeys' brains, there was this cyanobacteria present in the brains of the people that die with this disease. So in this documentary, they're basically trying to find the link between ALS and this bacteria. And in the documentary, they find out that this bacteria, when they test for it, I believe it's called BMAA, they test for BMAAs, and the red tide and these algae blooms, if you're in Florida, you know them as the red tide. If you've seen my video that I posted a few months ago, I made a red tide video, and basically all here in Florida, all along the beaches, there's just hundreds of thousands of dead fish that died because of this red tide. And it was really hard to breathe, and it was just extremely uncomfortable and smelled horrible, and it was like this green algae muck that was in the water. In the documentary, they find places in the world where there's a lot of this red tide or this algae, this cyanobacteria present, and there's always increased people with the ALS disease, basically a degenerative brain disease. And parts of the US where these blooms have been happening more frequently, there's been an increase in people with Alzheimer's and Parkinson's and this ALS, which got me thinking, so I kind of have mixed feelings about documentaries. I always feel like there's a hidden agenda with a lot of documentaries, and they're kind of biased. So that's why I want to test these fish myself to see if this BMAA is present inside of the fish. So what I did was, when I filleted the sea trout, I took a bunch of samples that I individually wrapped. I took samples of the meat that I'm going to eat, and I took samples of both of the stomachs. So I have both stomachs, and I have about 8 individually bagged pieces of meat that I would normally consume. So I'm going to send these to a lab, and I have them tested to see if the BMAA is present in that fish, to see if I'm eating it, because if I am eating this bacteria, then according to the documentary, I'm increasing my risk of getting ALS, and that does not sound good. So this documentary, Toxic Puzzle, I think they were pretty honest. Their quest isn't it didn't seem like they have an agenda, but their agenda was to find a cure for ALS. But in the documentary, they talk about how they want to spread this knowledge, and they want everyone to know about this potential danger out in the water here, especially here in Florida. Yet, so they want as many people to know about it as possible, yet they charge like $2 or $3 to watch their documentary. When you charge money for a video, or especially for a documentary, it cuts your viewers out by it cuts out 90% of your viewers. So why would you make people pay money to watch this documentary when you're trying to solve a world problem? So it's these little things that kind of confuse me, but maybe they'll reach out to me and explain better. Let's get to cooking this fish, because either or, I'm going to eat this fish, and then we're going to find out the results later on. I have some oil and some butter in this pan, so I will start heating that up, like medium high. Here we have the trout, and what I'm going to do is cube it up, and I'm going to also kind of just cut out any of those worms that we saw. But it's okay to eat these worms. This one's like a pinkish color, and this one is almost pure white, and it doesn't have any worms, so that's kind of interesting. How the same fish can have very different looking meat. Alright, we're just going to do a simple frying here, where we just put the fish in some flour, dip it in some egg, dip it in some panko. This is plain panko seasoning, but I added some salt into it also. And we'll pretty much just get them ready that way. We got this fish, breaded sea trout, is ready to go into the hot oil. And some of you might be a little disgusted that there was worms in it, but I cut out any pieces that have worms in it, and most likely the fish you buy in a store has worms in it. So just a friendly reminder. We'll drop these bad boys in here. It's been a few minutes, I'll start flipping them. So I kind of take back about what I said about most fish have worms in it that you buy in the store. It's mainly certain fish like salmon and trout that are very prone to having worms. And it's actually not bad to eat the worms. They're not going to kill you, and a lot of fishermen just will say it's extra protein, and that's how they look at it. But it's more of a mental thing to get past eating the worms. But they're not like worms that are gonna live in your stomach and eat your food and kill you. Time to flip all these guys. All right, fish is looking golden brown and crispy, and I would say it is ready. Ooh, look at that. That is looking real good. All right, we got the fish fried to a nice crisp golden brown, and let's give it a try.
Don't eat that fish.
Holy shit, who are you?
Damn it, Heiko, it's you from the future.
Yeah, you need to get out of my kitchen, weirdo.
That fish has BMAA. If you eat that, you're gonna end up like me. This is future you.
What the? Wait, don't put that fish down.
No.
Wait, let me guess. You're also future me. What's wrong with this guy?
I'm paralyzed from the neck down.
I think that guy has ALS or Parkinson's or Alzheimer's or something. Yo, Heiko.
Shit.
Look, you meet a nice girl, you make one of these things. That's my child. You get married. That really doesn't sound that bad. After 2 years, she becomes a vegan. What's up with the hair? She likes it when you have hair like this. She makes you sell your boat.
Oh, no.
Well, I see you're still wearing an Enzlo shirt. That's a good sign, right? Yeah, Enzlo's still going strong, making $100 million a year now, but you haven't fished in 2 years, so ask yourself, is it worth it?
Can I have a pony?
You want a pony?
Yeah. Or a unicorn?
Damn it, Heiko.
Well, what can I say? It tastes like a nice good fried fish, really. I just can't think about all the other things happening around me right now. I gotta say that the trout tasted great, like almost any fried fish does. This is my little workstation here for anyone that's wondering. I'm gonna send those fish out to a lab and get them tested, and I'll be making another video about the results. Fingers crossed that there's no BMAAs or any of these bacterias inside of the fish, because, well, I want to live a long, healthy life. I probably should have waited for the results before I ate it. Anyways, I also wanted to announce that I am starting a new YouTube channel, because I know a lot of you guys, a lot of my subscribers here on the South Florida Fishing Channel, you guys aren't so happy when I post snowboarding videos or business videos where I talk about what I do for work and all those things. So I want to keep this South Florida Fishing Channel more oriented to mainly fishing and some hunting. And my new channel, you can search it on YouTube. It's just my name, Heiko Winkler. I'll also link to that YouTube channel in this video description. But through that channel, I want to show you more what I do when I'm not fishing or hunting. There's a lot of things that I do, especially with work, and I want to make it a very educational channel. And I hope that my subscribers on that channel are going to learn a lot from me and be able to take home some knowledge, be inspired to do some fun things, because I'm going to be traveling a lot like I already do, and all those things are going to be on my Heiko Winkler channel. So definitely check that out. Thank you for watching this video. Huge thanks to all of my subscribers, and cheers for watching.